I'm a Christian apologist, and these are some unbiblical beliefs that we really need to leave in 2025. And of course, since I have a disability, these are going to be unbiblical things about disability to leave in 2025. Decreeing and declaring your physical health. You cannot change reality by yelling at God with some arbitrary amount of enough faith. You don't have that authority. Stop playing games. You're just trying to manifest and calling it Christian. Leave it in 2025. Trying to prove how much faith you have by canceling doctor's appointments or surgeries and procedures, throwing away your medications, or never going to the doctor. You absolutely can and should keep praying while you are going to the doctor, having those needed surgeries and procedures, and taking your medications. Yes, even the good ones that are highly controlled. Believing that these fake faith healers are really doing something. Now, I absolutely believe that, yes, God can and still does heal people. I firmly believe that I was healed by God when I was on a ventilator for 6 weeks with COVID back in 2021. But here's the thing, it is up to God and his sovereignty, not what we want. So all these guys like Benny Hinn and Kenneth Copeland, see, they're just exploiting the sick and disabled. It's a performance. And usually these people, they are healing, not sick or disabled. It's some generalized pain that you can't really prove. Bill Johnson says that he doesn't have a theology of sickness. Homie, then take off your glasses. That's the belief that immediate physical healing is always God's will. You have no idea if it's God's will or not. You have no clue. It could be. Yeah, absolutely. And I sincerely hope that it is. It could also be God's will that you get healed by being called home to his presence. It could also be God's will that you lived through the diagnosis. But to assume that it is always God's will for immediate physical healing, mistaken at best, prideful and arrogant at worst. This one I'm surprised that I still have to say, but we need to leave behind the belief that your chronic illness or your kid's disability or whatever is the result of direct personal sin. I would say, have you read John 9? Clearly the answer is no. Clearly not enough people have read that. Jesus is very explicitly and directly said that no, it is not the result of personal sin. Now, it is true that our entire reality is the result of Adam and Eve's sin. Absolutely. It is because of them that we are spiritually separated from God. Sin is the reason why we were cut off from being in God's presence. That's why we need Jesus. That's why Jesus needed to live the sinless life that we could never live, and then die on a cross and resurrect 3 days later to reconcile us back to God. However, no illness, disability, nothing like that. It is not the result of your own personal sin. If you don't believe me, read John 9. I have a ton more on my list, so come on back for part 2.